Hello there. In this video, we're going to talk about basically how to set up the PNPM. In the previous video, we had started installing the PNPM globally for our WordPress theme project. And in this video, we'll continue further. So far, we've got this package.json. We have this package name called WordPress example. We are using the PNPM version 10 and above. And then we have the workspaces themes Aquila. So we have this theme folder so far. Next thing we're going to want to do is go over to the WordPress example under the add WordPress scripts and take a look at this PNPM workspace YAML file. So this file is actually used to define and manage a monorepo while using PNPM. In simple terms, it tells PNPM which folder are part of the workspace. So what we're going to do is we'll create a file called PNPM workspace.yaml and the root of our WP content project. PNPM workspace dot YAML file. And then we're going to copy this and paste it there, and then I'll explain to you what each of these are doing. Okay. So here we are defining the packages that are part of the PNPM workspace. We are telling our monorepo that which folder are part of the workspace. In this case, themes Aquila folder is. If you have any other folder in the future, let's say plugins / Aquila features. So let's say you had another folder inside plugins, and then that is also a package, then you'll define that here. And of course, you also need to define that here as well under workspaces. Now, what are these guys doing? Only built dependencies. What is that for? So only build dependency is the PNPM performance plus safety setting. It controls which dependencies are allowed to run natively, native build scripts like post install, install, pre-install. And it basically solves the problem that some of the packages, like some package run native build steps, compile binaries, download platform specific files. For example, like esbuild, parcel watcher, core.js. These scripts slow down the install and can be a security risk. So they often fail in CI or restricted environments. So by default, PNPM can block the build scripts. So what this does is basically this means only these packages are allowed to run the build scripts. Okay, so parcel watcher uses native file system, this one, and needs to compile native code without build. The file watching breaks. esbuild actually downloads and builds performance specific binaries without build, bundling fails. And then core.js sometimes run scripts to generate polyfills, and this is required for correct runtime behavior in some setups. So if you don't use these settings, then PNPM may run all dependency scripts that can be slow and risky, and it can block all scripts safe but breaks the native dependencies. So why do we use this in real world? Well, we use it because it gives us faster install, more secure supply chain, fewer CI failures, and predictable builds. And this you will see very, very common in the monorepos and enterprise projects, etc. Okay, so if I had to summarize this, why we are using it, it basically tells PNPM which dependencies are trusted and required to run native build scripts and block all others. Okay, so now that you know about this, let's continue further. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we'll come to our theme Aquila under the WordPress examples repo, and we'll go ahead and copy the package.json. So I'll go over here and first create a file called package.json. This is basically to ensure that we are going ahead and installing all the packages that are required to bundle the file for the blocks, etc. So package.json, this is where we're going to place the all the packages. So I'm going to go to the package.json, which is this guy, and then I'm going to just copy this. I'll explain to you all of this in a moment, and paste it. Okay, now there are a lot of things going on over here. Of course, you have the package name Aquila, the description, source file is going to be index.js, so I'm going to go ahead and create that in a moment. So yeah, so I'll create a file, source directory, and under that we'll have index.js. Okay, and then you have certain scripts like dev scripts, build scripts, all of those things. You have these tests, but I'm going to remove all the scripts related to the testing and linting and all that stuff. We'll do that after some time, but let me just remove anything that is extra. So far all we need is up until here. Okay, and then I'm going to remove this. We don't need all that. These we can keep, these we can keep. Then we can remove these guys. I don't need this. And then these guys. Okay, and just making sure we are removing what we don't need at this moment. We don't need auto prefixer. Yeah, .env is fine. Yeah, source is fine. I don't need playwright PDD. We'll come back to that later. Yeah, I think you've got pretty much what we need for now. Yeah, that looks good. Great. Perfect. Next thing we're going to do is we'll go to our root of the project, which is WP content folder, and then we're going to run PNPM install. Okay. So now it's installing all the packages. There you go. Okay, looks like all the packages are getting installed. We'll just wait for that to happen. Okay, that's all installed. It says that issues with the peer dependency found, unmet peer dependency. So let's fix that. Okay, now what's happening is that there are certain packages that are actually using the older version of React, and there are certain packages which are using like version 18. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our package.json in the root of the project, and we're going to copy this, and we're going to paste this inside of our package.json of the root of the project. Now what does this mean actually, and why we're doing this? Okay, now of course, as we said, there is a dependency issue, like certain packages use older version of React, certain packages use newer version of React. At the moment, add WordPress script package that we are using, that basically allows us to bundle all our code and convert JavaScript, modern JavaScript, into JavaScript that most browsers can understand. It's using the a certain version of React. I think it's using around React 18. And we want to ensure that we allow that. So this piece of allowed version, what this does is this PNPM config block is used to control how PNPM handles dependency rules and warnings across projects or monorepo. So this forces or allows only React 18 to satisfy peer dependency check and prevents any warning errors when packages expect slightly different version of React, which is in our case, and ensures that consistent React versions across all apps and packages. Okay, so, and then this next set of code, as you see over here, it tells PNPM to ignore the deprecation warnings for these packages, and it allows older or deprecated dependency that are still required by certain tooling or legacy packages. And it really prevents the logs from being noisy or failing CI due to known dependencies. So I'm going to just delete this node modules. And once that is deleted, I'm going to delete this as well. And then package.log, I'm going to delete that. And I'll go ahead and reinstall it. So PNPM install. And let's see what happens. Okay, so now you can see that warning that we were getting regarding the unmet peer dependency that has been resolved, because we are allowing React 18 to satisfy the peer dependency check. All right, so that's done. So what this did basically is, when you run the PNPM install from the root of the project, is going to go ahead and check, first of all, does this package.json has any of the packages that need to be installed? And then it's going to go and look into each of these workspaces that you have defined. So in our case, we only have one, but if you had multiple, then you would have gone to each of those folders. In our case, it'll go to Aquila and it's going to look for a package.json file. So here, whatever packages you have is going to go ahead and install that. So now you can see you have a node module .pnpm at the root level. And tomorrow, if you have multiple packages that are being shared, that are being used into multiple, packages, multiple node module packages, if they're required in multiple packages, then those can be shared. And then you have at the package level as well, all these packages installed. Okay. Now, the question becomes, in the future, when you're installing packages, where do you install it? So if you're installing a new package, I will say install it where it requires. So in this case, if I were to not define these package.json file manually, then I would have gone ahead and cd into Aquila folder, and then I would have installed these packages inside that. But nevertheless, if anyone new comes in and they clone your repository, they don't really have to cd into any of these repos or themes or packages. They can simply go to the root directory and just run PNPM install. It's going to go ahead and look for all the workspaces, and whatever packages are there inside those workspaces is going to install all those packages. All right, so that's there. And in the next video, we will continue further for the theme. Thank you very much.